Imagine this. You're a British soldier on the Western Front in a war which will eventually be known as World War I. It's December 1914. You've only been there for a few months and you've only had a few battles with the Germans on the other side. All of a sudden, it's dark. You hear singing coming from the other trench. And it's German. You know it's German. And you can tell the song by the melody. It's Silent Night. You realize it's Christmas Eve. And so you, being bored and at night with no orders to go attack, you begin singing back. And everyone up and down the trench on your side begins to sing as well. The Germans hear you and they begin to return with a new song. Maybe it's O Holy Night this time. So someone brave among you sticks their head up above the trench and goes out into no man's land. And pretty soon you see another German go out into no man's land and they meet. And now we have the Christmas Truce. Hey everyone, this is Brady Veliconia, licensed broker with Keller Williams Realty here in Central Oregon, and I am coming at you with a new History Minute for today. And I thought it would be very fitting to talk about the Christmas Truce of 1914 during World War I. All right, so what was the Christmas Truce? In a nutshell, the Christmas Truce was an unofficial truce called by the soldiers fighting during World War I. Now you had the Central Powers, which were Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. And then on the Allied powers, you had France, Great Britain on the Western Front, and the Russians on the Eastern Front. Now there were other forces and other countries involved, but those were the major powers. All right, so what happened was on the Eastern or on the Western Front, the soldiers, the British and the French, and then the Germans and Austrian Hungarians had an unofficial truce. And during this time, you would have an exchange of gifts, maybe exchange cigarettes or candies. Maybe they would have letters and exchange addresses for future letter writing after the war. Now, none of them expected the war to drag on till 1918. It did. However, at the time, it had only been about 5 months. They thought the war would be over long before Christmas. Now, there were even instances of football games, or as we Americans know it, as soccer games, matches, breaking out between the two sides. Now, this only happened in 1914. A couple of reasons why. First, they'd only been fighting for about 4 months. They hadn't had time to, build up that hatred that would go between enemies. They also had strongly worded orders from the higher ups, their commanders, saying no more truces after this one, because if you fraternize with the enemy, they become more human, and if they become more human to you, it's much harder to kill them. So anyway, this happened pretty much only in 1914, but it was totally unorganized, and it happened for about a week during Christmas, and then afterwards they went back to fighting, and then another 3.5 or so years of very hellish fighting occurred. Anyway, hey, I hope you enjoyed this Christmas History Minute. I will bring some more history to you. But anyway, have a wonderful Christmas. And if you want to know more about the history of the Christmas Truce, check out the Great War Podcast. I've included a link to it below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Hit that bell so that you can get more History Minute updates. All right, guys, have a good one.